Love, lies, and persuasion. Persuasion is a powerful tool that can be used to shape relationships, influence decisions, and even distort one's reality. The Elaboration Likelihood Model, ELM for short, explains how people can become influenced by two different routes we use to process a persuasive message. This theory can be applied to the popular Hulu show Tell Me Lies and the relationship dynamic between the two main characters, Stephen and Lucy. Stephen's constant manipulation of Lucy shows how a message can be persuasive on both logical and emotional levels. In this paper, I will define the Elaboration Likelihood Model and apply the theory to Stephen's use of rational and emotional manipulation with Lucy. ELM is a theory of how we have two distinctive ways of perceiving and processing messages and explains how they affect our audience's attitudes and behaviors. The first route used to persuade is called the central route. The central route idea carefully considers the facts and logic placed in the message itself. This route is used when the information is able to be processed by the audience in a thorough way. As long as the audience is motivated and capable of processing this information, then the route could be effective and have a stronger chance in creating a longer lasting change in the attitude of the audience. While the central route focuses on the information to persuade the audience, the peripheral route uses positive association with cues such as beauty, fame, and positive emotion. The peripheral route works best when the motivation in the audience is low and only has a temporary change in the attitude due to the visual and emotional appeals. ELM is most suited for real-world scenarios and can be used to analyze Stephen's manipulations and Tell Me Lies. In the show, Stephen uses both central and peripheral routes of persuasion to maintain control over Lucy. Through using the central route, Stephen gives logical arguments to rationalize his red-flagged behavior. For example, when Lucy confronts him about still staying in contact and seeing his ex, Stephen gives a well-thought-out, detailed explanations that make his actions sound reasonable. These excuses align with Lucy's desire to have a committed relationship, which ends up convincing her to trust his narrative even though there are obvious signs that he's lying. Stephen uses the central route to gaslight her and create a false sense of security just to keep Lucy emotionally tied to him. Stephen relies mostly on the peripheral route to distract Lucy from the questioning the legitimacy of their relationship. He turns on his charm and good looks and will choose to be emotionally vulnerable just to strengthen connection in the relationship, and even though it may seem sincere, it's only done to satisfy his selfishness. Stephen preys on Lucy's emotions to create fake trust and intimacy and further blind her from seeing his flaws. This combination of central and peripheral routes shows how persuasion can be used in a toxic relationship. Stephen keeps Lucy feeling grounded by feeding her his over-logical excuses, but he uses his emotional manipulation to keep her from seeing the truth. ELM shows how Stephen manipulates Lucy in Tell Me Lies by using both logical reasoning and emotional/physical appeals to control her attitude and perspective. By appealing to Lucy's logical side with the central route and her emotions from the peripheral route, Stephen is able to maintain power in their relationship dynamic. Understanding how persuasion works in toxic relationships, like Stephen and Lucy's, can help us recognize the warning signs of manipulation and encourage healthier emotional decisions. Thanks.